Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're stepping 5,000 years back into the cradle of civilization. But look, we aren't just going to be looking at broken pottery or early farming techniques. We're going to explore a completely fascinating perspective that kind of reframes everything we think we know about ancient Sumer. What if the evidence hiding right in plain sight, literally sitting in our museums and published in top-tier scientific journals, actually suggests the ancients were documenting a reality far more advanced than we've ever given them credit for?
Okay, let's dive right into the agenda. We're going to cover Beyond Ancient Mythology, the first bioengineered animal, ancient computational lookup tables, the five-legged lamassu, editing the human chromosome, and finally we'll ask, myth or lost science?
Section 1. Beyond Ancient Mythology, the Advanced Sumerians.
So I want to start off by throwing a question out to you. What if ancient Sumerian mythology was actually a record of misunderstood advanced science? For well over a century, we've read these ancient texts basically as poetic explanations for the universe. But what if our modern lens has totally blinded us to technical descriptions that were meant to be literal all along?
Moving on to Section 2, the first bioengineered animal, the Kunga F1 hybrid. To build some immediate scientific credibility here, let's talk about the F1 hybrid. This is the immediate offspring of a cross between two completely distinct species. And the technical significance of this is absolutely massive. I mean, selective breeding, like taking your two fastest horses and breeding them together, is something humans have done for millennia. You just need a little patience. You definitely don't need a deep understanding of genetics. But creating an F1 hybrid, that requires deliberate biological modification to create a brand new animal that simply does not exist in nature. And guys, that is exactly what the Sumerians pulled off 4,500 years ago. They took a domestic female donkey and crossed it with a genuinely wild, untamable, and now totally extinct male wild ass called the hamipe. By combining these very specific biological ingredients, they created a completely new animal called the Kunga, which was bred specifically to specification for warfare.
Now get this, back in January 2022, a paper analyzing ancient DNA dropped in Science Advances, literally one of the most respected, top-tier scientific journals in the world. And they used a very specific term to describe what was happening here: bioengineering. A top-tier journal actually confirmed the deliberate bioengineering of animals 4,500 years ago. The source material poses this not as a theory, but as a stunning, verified reality.
Section 3. Ancient computational lookup tables, ancient computer science.
Okay, take a look at this exact number, 1.41421356. It's the square root of 2, right? But what's absolutely mind-blowing is that this specific number is inscribed on a 3,800-year-old clay tablet held at Yale University, and it's pre-calculated to 6 decimal places. Just to put that into perspective, that level of mathematical precision wasn't exceeded in the Western mathematical tradition until the modern era. No way, right?
These guys weren't just casually doing math, they actually built institutional mathematical lookup tables. Think of it kind of like an ancient Excel spreadsheet. They used reciprocal tables to do division for things like labor rations, square roots for complex geometry and area calculations, and even cube roots for 3D construction volumes. They literally pre-computed the answers so their administrators could just rapidly retrieve them on the fly. By separating the computation part from the actual end use, they completely removed the math burden from the everyday user. You bring your numbers, you find the entry in the table, and boom, you just read the answer. I mean, this is the exact conceptual architecture of a modern computer. This is the fundamental principle that underlies everything from the ancient Greek anti-thera mechanism to the exact electronic device you are using to watch this explainer right now. And the Sumerians had this system running smoothly 5,000 years ago. Section 4. The five-legged lamassu, physical engineering.
So the lamassu is this imposing 30-ton Assyrian guardian figure, and it's carved completely out of a single block of stone. Millions of people walk past this massive creature at the museum. You know, they take pictures, they admire its human head, bull body, and eagle wings, but almost nobody ever stops to actually count its legs.
Let's think about approaching it. If you approach the lamassu straight from the front, it has 2 legs. It looks like a guardian standing perfectly still, at rest. If you walk alongside it through the gate, suddenly you see 4 legs in motion, walking right alongside you. But if you stand right at the corner, the whole illusion shifts, and the truth is revealed. There are 5 legs in total.
And no, this wasn't some ancient carving mistake. This 5-legged design is actually a brilliant engineering solution to a really complex problem in visual perspective. It makes the sculpture anatomically correct from every single angle you view it from. But honestly,
It's more than just engineering. It is a profound philosophical position, literally expressed in stone. It makes two entirely distinct states, standing still and walking forward, equally and completely real at the exact same time. It's a guardian existing in multiple states simultaneously.
Section 5. Editing the human chromosome. Modern genetics.
All right, let's briefly establish a verified fact from evolutionary biology. Modern genetics confirms that human chromosome 2 is a fusion. Sometime in our evolutionary history, two ancestral primate chromosomes literally fused together, which fundamentally shifted our biological architecture.
Keep that biological fusion in your mind for a second. Other primates, they currently have 48 chromosomes. We humans have 46. Now, according to the source material, there's an ancient Sumerian tablet known as CBS 8534 that explicitly describes biological threads, and it clearly states that the gods possessed 48 of these threads, while engineered humanity was given 46 threads.
Just listen to the translation of this 5,000-year-old tablet for a second. And the cut thread was set aside in the place of the gods. The source makes a really compelling argument here, that this describes a deliberate biological modification. It's describing a genetic editing process where a thread was quite literally cut and set aside. Enki, who is basically the technical specialist of the Sumerian pantheon, the god literally responsible for bioengineering in their texts, is specifically recorded as removing a piece of this biological thread and joining the rest together. The source highlights how this ancient text structurally and mathematically matches the exact chromosomal reduction that modern molecular biology has only just recently confirmed.
Section 6. Myth or lost science. Reviewing the evidence.
So let's bring this all together. We've got peer-reviewed DNA confirmation of actual animal bioengineering with the Kunga. We have base 60 clay tablets acting as computational lookup computers. We have the five-legged Lamassu proving multi-perspective engineering, and we have an ancient text perfectly mirroring the exact reduction of human chromosome counts. The source is basically asking us to stop and consider, did this exact same civilization possess the conceptual framework for advanced math, heavy engineering, and human genetics?
So here's the ultimate question we have to leave you with. If we have actual physical, peer-reviewed proof that the Sumerians literally bioengineered animals, and we have physical clay tablets proving they built complex computational math architectures, why on earth do we still rigidly assume their detailed texts about human creation are just poetic mythology? Are we simply deciding not to take them seriously because it doesn't fit our timeline? Thank you so much for watching this explainer. I really hope this leaves you questioning standard history and eager to dig a little deeper into the true science of our ancient past.